You know, I didn't really want to flex on you guys in this video, but I got a new car. She's sitting out back, and no, I just took the hat. I didn't take the car. Yo, what's up guys? Sam here. Welcome back to another video. Listen, we got some big stories to talk about today. iOS 15, more details about the software, always my favorite type of leaks to talk about, on top of details about Apple's wildly expensive full VR headset. They are actually releasing one of these sometime like around in the next year. And then we also have details about the Mac. They're good though. They're good. I don't know why I paused. I probably scared a bunch of you guys. All right, let's go ahead and jump in. Drop a like if you're excited. Hit subscribe for more. Let's go ahead and jump in. Did I say jump in enough? Let's go for a little dive. All right, so kicking things off, I mean, do you care about VR? I don't think I do. It's certainly not like my thing. If somebody was like, hey, what's your thing? I'd be like, it's not VR. That's how I'd open the conversation. Listen, I think the technology has cool applications, but I'm certainly on Apple's side as far as the potential future actualization of AR, VR technology. I think it's gonna be AR. I think it's gonna be augmenting the world that we live in rather than replacing it, at least initially. I mean, I see AR as maybe a step to virtual reality. It's cool, and I get it. It's just so niche still. And Apple seems to be basically continuing with that. They are working on their own branded VR headset that is highest tier premium. Like in this article from Mark Gurman, he compares it to the Mac Pro. The Mac Pro is Apple's most expensive, most specific Mac offering, and apparently the new Apple VR Wear headset is going to be extremely pricey because it's not running off of your iPhone or running off of your computer. Gurman says there are chips inside this VR headset that are more powerful than the M1 Max. So a chip that powers an entire computer, some of those chips are gonna be in this VR headset. That's how insane this thing is gonna be. And if you're still not convinced about, oh, how premium is it really gonna be? Well, they're literally removing the ability for you to wear eyeglasses. They're needing it to be closer to your face so that it's not too weighty on the front of you. So if you wear eyeglasses, there will be like slits or slots or a little like, you know when you're at the eye doctor, maybe you don't wear glasses and you're just that alpha. Some of us aren't like that. On the Apple VR headset, there is going to be the ability to put prescription lenses in front of these ultra high resolution screens that Gurman has described in the past as being indistinguishable from the real world. So when you think about best ever screens, best ever headset design, best ever processors in a headset, yeah, like there's a good chance, and I just want to brace you guys for this, that this will cost between $3,000 and $5,000. Gurman doesn't say that exact pricing, but I believe him alluding to the fact that the Mac Pro starts at $6,000 is an indication that this is not going to be an affordable product, because an Apple insider talked to Gurman and said that they wouldn't expect Apple to sell more than one of these VR headsets per store per day. We're talking about one sale of a product. And like, imagine if Apple sold one iPhone a day or one set of AirPods a day. Like, this is not a product that your friend Timmy is gonna be going, I got the new VR headset. You're gonna say, Timmy, settle down. Are you pulling my leg again, Buster? So all in all, I'm excited about this, but I mean, it's got some pretty limited application. They say there's gonna be very few actual AR features, and I don't really know who this is gonna be for. But you know about it anyway. Moving on to our next story, we are talking about iOS 15. Of course, it's only January right now, so we're not expecting iOS 15 to come out in any capacity until June. That's when the developer beta will be dropping. How do we know that? Apple, for my entire life, has dropped a new beta for the next version of iOS in June. They do it at their WWDC Worldwide Developers Conference, and honestly, it's a good time every year. So far, the only thing we've heard about iOS 15 is the fact that it's gonna be freaking awesome. You know how we know that? Because every year, the iOS update is incredible. Listen, actually, we don't really know anything about the feature set or even the changes expected in iOS 15 so far, but we have heard about device support. We just got a new report in from iPhonesoft, who has shared information like this in the past about device compatibility. This is always one of the biggest questions every year. It's like, hey, you know, I'm not a, Apple sleuth like some of the people that watch this, and I have like an iPhone 7. is my iPhone 7 going to work on iOS 15? Or what about my iPhone SE from 2016? Or my iPhone 6S? Or my iPad Air 2? Some of you, like in Titanic, will get thrown into the lifeboats, but others will have to start scrounging around to see what they can find out here. All right, iPhone Soft says that unfortunately, but also kind of fortunately, I'll get into that momentarily, iPhone 6S, iPhone 6S Plus, and 2016 iPhone SE are not going to get iOS 15. The silver lining there is that you'll be getting security updates for a while on those devices. Apple has shown us that with like versions, I think, of iOS 12 and 13 that have some specific security fixes. So you'll be secured, you just won't secure the bag with new features. And while this is something that we had actually already heard a few months back about the iPhone support list from the verifier, we've got new information today about the iPads that won't make the cut, and this might be a little bit more heartbreaking. The iPad 5, iPad Mini 4, and iPad Air 2 are also on the chopping block this year. So if you have one of those iPhones, one of those iPads, you're not going to be getting iOS 15. Now, the good news for everybody that is getting iOS 15 is that with Apple not supporting some of their oldest devices, they're going to be able to take those engineers and have them work on updating it for all of our current phones. Obviously, the newest ones like the 12s, but even if you have something like the iPhone 10, you're still going to be fully supported for iOS 15. And some of those engineers from that team that would be working on optimization from older devices, they're gonna get to work on something else maybe more meaningful to you. Feature-wise though, we have not heard anything, which is a bit strange, but with engineers still broadly working from home, you know, I'm sure we'll start to see some things soon. I mean, by the way, I'm just gonna throw this out here, you know, don't tell anybody, but like hypothetically, if you worked at a fruit company and you were hypothetically familiar or working on the fruit we like to call iOS 15, I mean, you could always reach out to me and talk about it. Hypothetically, of course. I mean, I love my local farmer markets. If you want to show your appreciation for that, or if you know what I'm actually saying, hit me up. And now moving on to the Mac, there's been so much interest in the Mac and it makes me so happy because it's something that I use every day, but I haven't seen like a community response to what we're hearing is coming like this since I've been alive, like ever. With the new M1 chips, everyone seems to be stoked for what's coming next. We talked about the redesigned MacBook Pros already. In case you missed that video, check it out. I'll leave it linked up in the top right-hand corner of the screen. But Mark Gurman rated it 90% accurate, the source of so much of today's information. Shout out, Mark. Thank you for all of this. Has detailed now the MacBook Air redesign. So you know how the MacBook Air is already the thinnest and lightest notebook, not in the world, but that Apple sells, and it is pretty far down the list on like how thin and light you can get for a 13-inch, nearly full-size computer. Well, apparently for the next version, Apple is making it even thinner and lighter than before in some revamped design. And just like Apple has done on so many products, the screen size is staying the same. It's gonna be 13.3 inches again, but slimmer bezel. So you get more content in a slimmer screen to body ratio, and it's going to be phenomenal. MagSafe as well coming back. Apple's gonna have a new piece of I/O on here where you can plug it in with MagSafe, and just like on the iPhone, it's magnetic. So in case you would like trip on your computer, it just pulls out and your computer wouldn't go flying. There's also gonna be 2 USB 4.0 ports. Gonna be honest, I don't know what USB 4 is, but it's good that it's going to be supported. I assume it just supports higher transfer speeds. Of course, it will still be reversible, just like USB-C. But the most interesting detail to me is that this is actually not going to replace the MacBook Air that Apple sells right now. This is going to be an alternative high-end version of the MacBook Air that Apple will be offering. So the same base $1,000 like thicker bezel existing with the M1 chip, that will stay on sale even after this model comes out. But Apple's planning like a more premium MacBook Air for people that are in love with that design, that want something that is ultra thin and ultra light, but want a bit more processing power and a design that is literally cutting edge with features like MagSafe. I'm hyped for this. I mean, the MacBook Air has like a cult following. So many people I know get it, and honestly, I recommend it now. Like, I think the MacBook Air, for what you're buying, is probably the best value on the market. The performance, the fanless design, it's unrivaled. All right, that is the news for today. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this episode of iUpdate. Drop a like if you did. Hit subscribe for more. Show us some love down below in the comments. Love each other. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out. Have a safe weekend, and I'll see you guys in the next one.